So yesterday I did a video on what Otisville prison is like for Billy McFarland, who launched the Fyre festival, and I promised everybody I'd do a story today about the challenges I faced throwing a particular rave party called Orgasmic Bliss. 10,000 people, 5 stages, out on a ranch in Bumblebee. If you want to watch the video about Billy that I posted yesterday, it's in the description box. So I'm going to read from Party Time, New Edition, chapter 39, so you can get specifically all the details I can give you. I want to throw the biggest rave ever seen in Arizona, says Josh, sitting next to Acid Joey in the blue room. The blue room was Acid Joey's bedroom. It was all painted blue, skyscraper on the ceiling, etc. What are you proposing, Josh? I ask, studying his body language. I threw a party on Halloween, he says, his eyes lighting up. Look how many people showed up. Imagine how many people will show up on New Year's Eve. I agree. New Year's Eve makes good business sense. But just because you've had one success doesn't guarantee another. Ravers are fickle. How much are you looking for? 100 grand. My laughter rips the confidence off his face. I admire your big goals, Josh. But if you spend that much money on an Arizona party, there's no way any of us will make any money. You'll get 2,000 to 3,000 to show up. This isn't LA. You need to downscale your business plan. So I'm thinking either his expectations are unrealistic or he's trying to highball me, hoping for a greater sum. It won't just be an Arizona party, Josh says. We'll advertise it in LA, the neighbouring states. It'll be like a rave festival, campsite, 5 stages, over 100 DJs. Headliners will be Dave the Drummer, Chris Liberator. And they cost 10 grand. How much are tickets going to be? $30 plus 5 to park plus water. So I start running the math now. 3,000 people times 30, 90 grand. 10,000 people times 30, 300 grand. What's the location? A cowboy ranch, an hour or so north of Phoenix. What police jurisdiction? Just bumpkin local cops. We make a donation, they leave us alone. I like the sound of that. You understand, for me to invest in this, you'll have to use my security team. I've explained all that to him, Acid Joey says. It's the first requirement of the Bank of England. That was my nickname, one of them. Alright, if 2,000 show up at 30 a head, that's 60 grand. So the most I'm willing to invest is 50,000. The gate money should cover that. What if you invest that and I find other investors? I have a problem with that, I say. In the stock market, that's called diluting someone's investment. If you run the bills up to 100 grand, how will I get my investment back if only a few thousand ravers pay to get in? There'll be nothing left over. My advice is for you to halve the party in size. You don't need 100 DJs. Take my money and make the most of it. But I'm convinced I can get 5,000 to 10,000 people if I get all these DJs booked. You saw how many people showed up for his last party, Acid Joey says. If you want to get other investors, then I'm going to add some conditions. As people come into the party, I want half of the door money as it comes in. That means you can only use half the door money to pay the debts you owe, the DJs and stuff. The other half goes to me. If you go over budget and there's not enough money to pay everyone, that's your problem, not mine. Remember what I just said. It's going to be very relevant. That's fine. I just don't see that happening, Josh says. Well, if it does, bear in mind, reneging is going to carry some consequences. He knows, Acid Joey says. So I recruited a club kid couple, Marcelo and Primo, to help promote the party, keep an eye on Josh, keep the costs down, and secure half of the gate money. Months before the party, the headliners complain they haven't received deposits or flight tickets. I FedEx them cash. And because I did that, they're going to hold me accountable for what goes down at the end of this. But I have sent them the book since, and I think they understand now. The day of the party, ravers from all over American Southwest pitch tents. Hot Wheels flies to Phoenix with 4,000 hits of ecstasy. Teletubbies, hoping to offset any loss from the party with profit from ecstasy, I send my sales team early to solicit the campers. I no longer risk going to parties when they start. My workers, dealers, bouncers, scouts operate as my eyes and detect any threats. Undercover cops, drug rivals, loose cannons such as Gangster Dan. The reports from the party are positive. Attendance is high. Everyone's having a good time. Cash is piling up. Although pleased, I hear nothing from Josh, Marcelo or Primo, which is worrying. I'm just thinking they're way too busy to touch base and it's going to be an easy night. So around 11 PM in high spirits, Hot Wheels and I set off from the Scottsdale Hilton Villa in a limo full of glitter girls, shoots up the freeway, wobbles over a dirt road to the ranch. Near the entrance I spot Primo amid a swarm of ravers, thousands more in bright clothes spread across the ranch. Yes! Get all excited. I lower the window. Primo! He turns to me, his expression haggard, defeated. Oh shit, I'm thinking something's wrong. Where have you been? Primo asks, his face twitching, eyes darting. We've been fighting people off all night who've been trying to get your money. As soon as you get the money, we're out of here. It's fucking chaos. It's Josh's fault. How so? Look at all these people. I've never seen so many at an Arizona rave. There's probably over 5,000, but somehow Josh still owes us a bunch. I said 10,000 at the beginning. It must have been something over 5,000. I'm correcting that now. My excitement collapses. It's not getting to be an easy night. My mind speeds up to take charge. That's crazy. I tell the limo driver to keep going. We bob and jerk over the desert like a boat in a storm until he refuses to go any further. Hot Wheels picks up a crate of records and sets off for the stage. I follow, eager to find Cody Bates. He was my right-hand man, head of the security team. Hot Wheels puts his record down and starts dancing. A raver whirls towards him and cracks him in the jaw. This is an omen now. Knocking him onto the dirt. The raver pulses on his feet like a boxer, his eyes going in and out of focus, shrieking, cackling. Hot Wheels leaps up, kicks, but the raver runs away. I hurry to Hot Wheels, you alright? What a wanker, he says. There's never any violence at raves. I don't know what's going on, he looked mental. Hot Wheels strokes his jaw, checking the damage. Acid Joey and more bouncers circle Hot Wheels. What happened? Some wanker just came up behind and whacked me. He taps his chin. What did he look like? Acid Joey says. A fucking curly-haired blonde cackling like a hyena. I don't know what the fuck that was about. Don't worry, we'll find him, Acid Joey says. Unfortunately, the raver punches a girl in view of the ranchers who own the land, patrolling on horseback, packing shotguns. You don't treat girls like that round here. Another swings a rope. We'll hand him over to the sheriff. They lasso and hog-tie the raver and drag him out of sight. Acid Joey checks the girl. Cody appears with Marcelo and a sports bag full of cash, half the gate money. You don't know what we had to do to hold on to that. We're leaving you to deal with Josh's mess. Marcelo disappears. What's going on, Cody? Josh's people are all camped out at the ranch house. They used the other half of the gate money to pay down their debts, but they still owe a bunch of people. DJs and their managers are complaining. Josh's people are telling them that we're holding on to all the money. He's blaming you. Anger burns my face. Josh agreed to give me half the money. If we're secured that money, that's our money. How's ecstasy sales? Teletubbies are long gone. Bloody hell. We're down to selling caps of pure MDMA and they're nearly all gone too. What's the deal with Sammy the Bull's crew? Some of his dealers are here but they're keeping a low profile. I've got about 30 on security. The Bull's crew are wary of us. Good. There's a rumour that Josh took money off them too for this party. Doesn't surprise me. Like he requested, the XC money's all in Amy's old car. That was my third wife, who was doing lesbian internet porn when I met her. Story on the True Geordie podcast that they like the most, on the podcast one with them. It's been coming in too fast to count. Car's just full of money. I've got security watching it at all times. Take me to it. That's going to be my HQ. Robbers, undercover cops and other threats would look for me and the loot in the VIP area, not in a rust bucket, disguised by darkness, surrounded by hundreds of cars. No pills are in the car. My inventory is spread out between dealers and safe houses. If I'm arrested in a car full of cash, I'll claim it's legally earned gate money. I open the door and step onto a carpet of money. I count the bills, seal each thousand in an envelope and stack the envelopes in a sports bag. Every so often one of my dealers makes a deposit. Hot Wheels gets in shivering. Turn the fucking heat on full blast, for Christ's sake, I'm freezing my fucking nuts off. I laugh. I thought this was a desert rave, he says. What the fuck? I wasn't expecting to wrap up like Nanook of the North. How's your face? My jaw's fucking killing me. Got any painkillers or Xanax? I'll sort something out. Cody rushes over. Josh freaked out and he's closing the party down. He told the guys from Skiddle to turn the sound off and dismantle the stages. They've turned the sound off at one stage already. This now really pisses me off. This was one of the biggest challenges of the night. My ears twitch as if I've heard a declaration of war. I'll deal with the little bastard. If he thinks he's sending all these ravers home peaking on drugs, he's out of his mind. Grab some security and we'll go to talk to the Skiddle boss and the guys. I snort a line of glass with Hot Wheels. So that's really refined crystal meth. The nasal burn sends shockwaves through my brain. We discover men in black t-shirts unplugging the sound, ravers booing and complaining. Who's in charge, I ask. I am, says a stocky man with a shaved head about 10 years older than me, moving equipment. Party's not over, what you doing? He puts his hard face up to mine. Who the fuck are you? What a dickhead, I'm thinking. My bouncers watch in disbelief, darkness disguising their weapons. English Shaun, I paid for this party. The man turns his back and resumes packing his equipment. You're him, are you? Well, Josh told us to turn the sound off, pack up and go home. Party's over. I guess a lot of people didn't get paid. Sensing my bouncers are about to lynch him, I shake my head at them. Maybe they didn't get paid, but you got paid in full. $25,000 of my money. Give him a last chance, I'm thinking. That's not our problem, is it? It's between you and Josh. So, you're telling me you're going to pull the plug and send all these ravers on the roads while they're sky high, putting their lives at risk, after you've been paid in full to provide your services until the party ends? I'm just following orders. Look, you took my money, you're under a legal obligation to fulfill your contract, which states you provide your services until the party's over. I don't know, he says, fiddling with equipment. I'm trying to be civilized with you, I say, exasperated. He ignores me. He wants to call it a day, go home, get the 6-hour drive to LA over with, get to bed, 4 hours work for a full day's pay. It doesn't get better than that. Easy money, my money. I hear the time bomb that is my security team ticking. Should I give them the nod? A shooting star sprints across the sky. Honestly, the Arizona skies are so amazing. You see these shooting stars all the time. Tick tock, tick tock. Upset ravers start trudging to where music is still playing. Tick tock, tick tock. I nod at the bouncers. Fuck this guy. Grady steps forward waving an Uzi. If these guys are going to fuck us over, how about we just shoot the shit out of their equipment? The metallic clicking of bullets chambering stops the man. My bouncers point their weapons at him. Moonlight gleams off gunmetal. He lowers a box in slow motion as if it contains explosives. He turns around, gazes at us, a realization dawning, life over in seconds. His body remains still, but his face contorts as if his features are trying to detach themselves. I guess we'd better turn the sound back on. Stop what you're doing, he yells at his crew, turn everything back on. Complaining, his workers put their equipment down. They emerge from the darkness, see him at gunpoint and freeze. And you need to turn everything back on the other stage, I yell. Do it, the boss says. The workers scatter. And if Josh tries the shit again, don't let any of your guys turn the sound off. I hear you, we'll fulfill our contract. You have no choice, Grady says. You can't move your ship faster than we can shoot it. The crowd cheers the return of the music, but my tension doesn't drop. Rave say, but what will he try next? As in Josh. My mind churns out hostile thoughts about Josh. An electrical crackling noise that sounds like cattle prods fills my ears. Looking around, seeing no source of the noise, it dawns that I'm imagining it as if Carlos the Torturer has set up shop in my brain. I'll give you the Carlos the Torturer story another time. I walked in on the New Mexican Mafia. They had a drug dealer robber, dude who tried to rob them, hogtied on the floor and was sticking his body with cattle prods, and he was naked, and every time they stuck him with the cattle prods, he pissed on the carpet and screamed. Hot Wheels arrives, agitated. They won't let me on the stage at my allotted time. Some DJ's on and he won't step down. Thankful for a small problem, I say. Cody, take some security and tell the DJ politely his time is up and to get off the stage. If that doesn't work, you know what to do. In Amy's car, I brace for the next challenge. Dealers throw in cash faster than I can count it. Cody arrives. I just came from Josh's camp. They told the ranchers now the party's over and to kick everyone off the land. Electrical crackling noise in my brain intensifies. This is what happens when you're on drugs for 10 years. That little bastard. When's this supposed to happen? Anytime. I told the ranchers not to do anything until I inform you. They're at the ranch house. What do you want me to tell them? My thoughts sprint. The same as Skiddle. The ranchers have been paid in full too. It's a breach of contract. We just spoke to our attorney. He said they're welcome to kick us off the land right now, and we're welcome to file a lawsuit first thing Monday morning. I don't think these hillbillies will appreciate a hotshot city lawyer filing a lawsuit and threatening to take their land. I'll do it. Cody departs. I stew for 10 minutes. Cody returns. The ranchers are still going to evict everyone. I send him back with instructions to pretend to talk to the attorney on the phone. I seethe, punching the steering wheel, rocking in my seat, kicking the interior, convinced that miserable bastard Josh has ended the party. Cody returns smiling. They've backed down, I fucking bluffed them, they're scared of legal action and the courts. I jump out of the car and we hug. God bless Cody, R.I.P. man, hanging himself after we all got arrested. Bloody good job, Cody. That chicken shit bastard Josh and his crew are clearing out. They're giving up trying to shut the party down. Thank God, at last I can enjoy the music. I wander off and stop by a wall of speakers blasting Chris Liberator's mechanized beat. Whom, whum, whum. Mesmerised by the sight of thousands dancing to English DJs with the same blissful expression I had when I started raving. I tell myself you've realised the dream. My goal was to transfer the UK rave scene I experienced as a young person over to Arizona. Hours later, the sun peeps above the horizon, beginning to boil the earth and bring the yellow, brown and orange of the desert alive. I return to the car joined by Hot Wheels. I've got a gig in LA. Can you have someone race me to the airport? Yeah, and here's 20 thou. The balance of what I owe you. Looks like your face is swelling up. Here's 10 Xanax to help you relax. You don't want to go through the airport with all that money looking wired and like you've been in a fight. Other than getting punched, did you have a good time? Other than freezing my nuts off, the crowd loved it. We are well into your trance. And I'll put a link below the video in the description box of Hot Wheels' mix on Mixcloud, if anyone wants to check actual music from this period he was spinning that he would have been playing at the party. So Amy and I leave in her car awash with cash. I join a convoy of ravers heading for Phoenix. Petrol light warning comes on. This is classic now. I pull into Gus's gas station. Again, all names have been changed for legal reasons. Legal departments make you change everything. It's not made up just because a name in the book is not the name you can Google. In the middle of nowhere, surrounded by cacti, overrun with ravers, cars everywhere, windows down, music playing, ravers dancing on the asphalt, in their seats, grinning as if they share the same mental illness. The wind hurling tumbleweed at them, delighting them, exciting them like children playing with nature. I wait my turn and park at a pump that looks half a century old. Like you see on those old the Tarantino movies, the old petrol pumps, clickety, clickety, clickety. When I open the door, a dust devil hits the car, stealing dollars from the floor. The bills spin upwards above our heads and flutter down like butterflies. Just sort of think there's going to be no problems now. Those dust devils sucking the cash out of the car. Oh my God, quick, close the door. Amy yells. The ravers know me. They leap, jump, chase the money and hand it back. Stunned by the beauty of their spontaneity, I thank them and pump petrol. Clickety, 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 clickety. After paying a hillbilly inside, I chat to the ravers, delighting in their stories about the night. Josh tells his creditors that I stole his money and I receive death threats. He disappears, rumoured to have a hit on him by the Mexican mafia for an unpaid debt. So there's one of my big party stories, orgasmic bliss, never before told online, this one properly. Party Time is available worldwide on Amazon as ebook, paperback and an audiobook as well. Lots of people have asked me to start narrating my own books, and this year I am going to start narrating my own audiobooks. Again, click down in the description box if you want to listen to Hot Wheels Mix from back then. Loads of people have been asking me about Hot Wheels music and having Hot Wheels on as a podcast guest, but because of his life now, he's living a normal life now, he doesn't want to be showing his face out in public, which is the case for a lot of the people that I was formerly in business with. Some of them have got normal lives now, jobs, families, and they don't want to be putting their faces out there after showing their involvement, heavy involvement in the drug activity that I used to do with them. Alright, cheers from London, take care out there, have a great weekend. Lots more videos coming soon, and podcast guests, getting some lined up. Just got a book sent to me by a prison guard, looks really interesting.